Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the NatureCity podcast. I'm your host, Carl Pradelli, and I'm also the CEO and co-founder of the company, having started NatureCity over 20 years ago with my wife, Beth. And since then, it's been our honor to have served over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we can make. Today, we're going to clear up one of the greatest misunderstandings about aloe vera that confuses a good number of consumers and some healthcare professionals too. It involves a question that we get asked several times a month, which is some version of the following. I read or was told that I shouldn't take aloe vera because it causes diarrhea or colon problems or kidney issues or some other gastrointestinal distress. Is this right? Well, I'm going to summarize the answer for you and then explain it in a lot more detail. If your aloe vera supplement or other aloe product contains a part of the plant called the aloe latex, which contains compounds called anthraquinones that have a very strong laxative and potentially harmful effect, then you could experience unwanted side effects like those mentioned. However, very few aloe products sold these days contain the latex part of the plant. In industry parlance or lingo, this means that these supplements contain decolorized aloe vera. So decolorized aloe vera does not contain the latex part of the plant or these compounds, which are called anthraquinones, which have the strong laxative effect. Now, this is largely even true with many products that I would say otherwise are lower quality aloe vera products. So practically speaking, it's very unlikely that you will experience diarrhea or other unwanted effects from aloe vera supplements because the compounds that trigger this reaction in your body aren't in reputable aloe vera products. If you want to be certain that your product doesn't contain these compounds, look for aloe vera that's been certified by the International Aloe Science Council, like what we use at NatureCity. Now, one of the criteria for being certified by the International Aloe Science Council, which is known as the IASC, is testing must find that the aloe vera raw material is virtually free of the laxative anthraquinone compounds. Their standard is that aloe vera must contain less than 10 parts per million of one of the anthraquinones, which is called aloe. Now, I can tell you the aloe vera we use in NatureCity consistently tests at 1 parts per million or less, which is barely detectable amounts, far below the AISC limit, essentially far exceeding their standards. Now, does this mean that no one will ever have an unwanted reaction to aloe vera? No, that's not true of anything. We all have botanicals or foods that our bodies are sensitive to, or maybe outright allergic to. It's a personal thing that varies by individual. You'll be different than me. When it comes to aloe vera supplements, we've found that taking aloe vera without the aloe latex is very well tolerated by most people. I'd say over 99% of users tolerate it and use it with no problems or gastrointestinal distress. This is based on 20 years of experience with our aloe vera products and insights from peers in the aloe industry. The safety history of these products is exceptional. So why is there all these citations on the internet or from individuals saying to avoid aloe vera? Well, I think it stems from confusion about industry jargon, specifically decolorized aloe vera versus non-decolorized whole leaf aloe vera. Unless you work with aloe vera, it's very unlikely you're familiar with these terms and their difference and their significance. Realistically, have you heard anyone in everyday conversation speaking in terms of decolorized versus non-decolorized aloe vera? No. Most people know aloe vera as the plant with a soothing gel for skin, burns, and maybe if they know about its use internally for helping with digestion or other things. You don't hear many people discussing anthraquinones and the nuances of decolorized or non-decolorized aloe vera. So, when a study is published saying non-decolorized whole leaf aloe vera can be harmful or cause gastrointestinal problems, they see aloe vera in harmful and the rest is a blur. Like this study here, which I believe was the catalyst for a lot of the misunderstanding about aloe vera. This was published 12 years ago by the National Institution of Health. They have a division called, or a part of the National Institution of Health called the National Toxicology Program. And this was a study titled Toxicology and Carcinogenesis Studies of a Non-Decolorized Whole Leaf extract of aloe barbadensis malar, which is aloe vera, in rats and mice. Again, hate that they have to use animals in these studies, but there really is no other practical way to do these safety studies. So it involved non-decolorized whole leaf extract of aloe vera. So these studies found that aloe vera with the unwanted compounds found in the aloe latex started causing gastrointestinal problems in a couple of weeks, and after 2 years of use, led to more serious complications. Not too surprising. After all, if you induce chronic diarrhea in any living organism for 2 years, it's going to cause a lot of health issues. Now, you may be thinking, why didn't they look at aloe vera without the latex or decolorized aloe vera in the industry parlance? Well, they did, and they didn't find any notable adverse effects, which is consistent with previous and subsequent research on this type of aloe vera, which is representative of almost all the products sold in the United States. So when the NIH sent this study around for public comment by interested parties, the aloe industry was like, well, we know all this already. What's the point? Aloe vera without the latex has been found to be well tolerated, and when the latex is consumed, the strong laxative effect can cause a lot of problems, which is why the FDA essentially banned the use of aloe latex as a laxative in 2002. The aloe industry also commented on something that proved prophetic, which is this study is going to confuse a lot of people who don't understand the nuances of decolorized versus non-decolorized aloe vera. The concerning findings in this study is a form of aloe vera that's not representative of what's sold in the marketplace. This was the industry commentary, and 12 years later, we're still getting questions about somewhat regularly from folks who are confused. Last, I just want to explain a little bit more about the aloe latex and where it's found in the plant. This is especially important if you use fresh aloe leaves that you purchase from the market or farm or somewhere else, because you want to avoid consuming the latex part of the plant. Aloe latex, or sap, refers to a yellow gel-like layer that's bitter in taste and resides between the inner gel and the outer part of the plant. Aloe suppliers know to exclude this part of the leaf when filleting the leaf to make aloe powder or liquid aloe products. You should do the same if you're filleting a fresh aloe leaf. Skim off the aloe latex sap, which is right on top of the inner leaf, the inner gel, I should say, and wash the inner gel fillet, and you'll be free of the unwanted compounds. As mentioned earlier, the aloe latex compounds, which are called anthraquinones, also known as aloin or emodin, they have a very strong laxative and cathartic property and can cause painful stomach cramps, diarrhea, and interfere with nutrient absorption, all of which over time can cause serious health problems. This is not a concern with true aloe, aloe cran, or any other NatureCity supplement containing aloe vera. The aloe latex is not part of the aloe we use. It's decolorized in the industry lingo. I hope this episode clears up this misunderstanding about aloe vera supplements, which can support your health in many different ways and have an excellent history of safe use. Just choose products without the aloe latex. You can find our products at NatureCity.com or Amazon, and please let us know if you have any other questions. That's it for this week. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see future episodes or listen to us on your favorite streaming service. We're on Apple Podcast as well as Spotify. This is Carl Pordelli, and I'll see you next week.